Well, our season finale. Special guest, the greatest star of David in the history of stars and Davids, Larry David.
He's David.
He's a David.
Yeah.
Couldn't be more perfect.
No.
A guest of Star of David, the ultimate Star of David. What I like to do with every guest, our origin story.
Right.
How I met Larry David. And it's such a story of courage.
Ha!
It really is. Of going after your dreams, of not just sitting waiting by the phone. Because my agent, I would call every year, I was obsessed with Curb, and my agent would say, "You forget it, you're not even going to get an audition." I go, "You can't get me in the room?" No. And my son, when he was 15, became obsessed with Curb, and he goes, Daddy. What do you say to me?
Daddy, keep you on Curb.
That is exactly what he said. And then what did he say?
Daddy, golf. Daddy, can we play golf?
And he said that.
Daddy, can I get $450 for new golf clubs?
Daddy, you should be on Curb. Daddy, you should be on Curb. And I just went, oh, that's so nice. Yeah, maybe. Thinking, having the thought, never. And then having the thought, but possibly. Because when you manifest, or I like to call it, pray to Hashem, things really, when you put something out there, and I pictured myself on set with Larry in that rarefied air that you got to be on every day for a year or two. You picture yourself, and then there it is. You picture him at Shabbat dinner, even though everyone said he'll never come to your house. He doesn't leave his house. He's not coming to your house. And there he is. He'll never do your podcast. Never. He doesn't do podcasts. And here he is.
Yeah.
So I woke up.
So how did we get here?
How did we get here?
Yeah.
Now, on the line with me is my good friend, Dave. Speaking of Davids,
Oh.
David Lyons.
Oh, David Lyons.
David Lyons from New York. A great guy and a funny guy. He happened to have been there on my birthday because we were going to have lunch. He was in LA, he's from New York. And when I went to Larry David's office at 11 a.m., ironically, the time he came to my office to do our show, I went from that lunch freaking out that I just spent 20 minutes with Larry David to David Lyons' lunch.
Okay.
So he remembers the story verbatim. So I have him on to not only corroborate, but help me remember the beats. Help me remember the beats of the story. Okay.
Yeah.
So
this is the how you met Larry David.
how I met Larry David. So again, I ran into him at a Castle Rock party 30 years ago. Hello, whatever. Then I ran into him at this debate that we talk about on the episode. But when I met him face to face in his office, I woke up on my birthday to all these lovely texts and emails and messages. Happy birthday, Elon. And it's really nice. You feel a lot of love. You have friends. But then I thought, but now I got to spend my birthday working, returning emails. And I go, oh, this is a Larry David bit. Larry David. I don't like my birthday because I'm working on my birthday. I want to work on my birthday. I'm returning calls, taking calls, email, a lot of pressure. I don't want to do it. And I went, that guy's a genius. Just everything that you do in life, he wrote about. He did it already. He observed it and made the best bit out of it. I love Larry David. I love him. I'm going to go see him today for my birthday. I'm going. And I turned to my wife and she said, where are you going? I said, I'm going to see Larry David, like a lunatic, like someone on a mission, but a person who's obsessed and possessed.
Yeah. A stalker.
A stalker.
Yeah.
And that's what she said. You're going to get arrested. If you just barge into Larry David's office, you're going to get arrested. I said, it's my birthday. And for my birthday, I want 10 minutes with the great LD. That's my birthday gift to me. I'm going. I'll see you in a half hour. If we have to set bail at a certain price, we have a little bit left in checking. Bail me out. But I'm going. And I got in my car. And here's how dumb he is, Larry David. He told the world where his office was. Because when he was on Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, there's a big number in front of the building of his office. And then he pulls up with Jerry in the car and like, oh, I know that building with the numbers in front of it. That's right there on Bundy. It's 7 minutes from my house. So I knew the building. Didn't know the office, though. Didn't know where in the building he was. So I drive to the building. Now, then you have to park. And the building, it's kind of like a studio lot. You can't get in unless you have an appointment. So I pull up to the guard gate, and the guy goes, what are you doing? And I said, I'm here to see Larry David. And he said, do you have an appointment? And I said, yes. He goes, oh, come on in. I just said yes.
You're about to get someone fired.
Fired? No, this was years ago. This is 5-7 years ago.
That guy's probably in charge of the entire building now.
Yeah, he runs the studio now. And that man is David Zaslav.
Oh.
So anyway, he lets me in. Then I walk into this giant lobby of an office building, and I'm just wandering, like the Jew that I am, wandering. Which office is Larry David's? And I'm knocking on doors. Hi, is this Larry David's office? No. I knock on another door. Is Larry David Curb production? No. Everyone's saying no. Then I walk into a room and I see a Curb poster. I go, this is his office. There's a Curb poster. And I walk right into his office. And then past the Curb poster, it said security. And I went, oh God, I just stumbled into the security room of the building where they have posters of all the different TV shows in production there, and Curb's just one of them. This is not Larry David's office. This is security, and this is the part where they go, what are you doing here? And I get thrown into prison for stalking Larry David. I stumble into the security room, and I go, he goes, what would you like? Can I help you? And I go, yeah, I'm here to see Larry David. And he goes, do you have an appointment? I said, yes. And he goes, oh, come with me. Do you have an appointment? Yes. I didn't have an appointment. But I said I do. I think the message here is lie, kids. Lie to everyone to get what you want. No, I just said yes, I do. And he goes, come here. His door is not marked. Otherwise, people might bother him.
That's right.
People who don't have appointments may just knock on his door, stumble into his office like a lunatic. He goes, so his door is the first door when you walk in, but it's unmarked. So just go in there. Thank you, sir. I walk in and I'm like, here goes. This is it, man. It's all or nothing. And I'm ready to get kicked out of here. But I want to see LD. It's my birthday. I walk into the office and the receptionist is there. And standing in front of the receptionist is Jeff Schaffer, who is Larry's director and co-showrunner, runs it with Larry, right? They write all this stuff together. He directs almost all the episodes. And Jeff Schaffer's a great guy, brilliant writer, amazing director. Started out on Seinfeld. And I used to hang out, like I explained to Larry, in the writer's room of Seinfeld, just do impressions, because Jerry loved my impressions. He would say, come in, and I was doing a sitcom across the lot, come in and just regale us with your impressions. And I would just be like their little clown, These are like the greatest comedic minds ever, but they still want to break from good comedy, and see some bad comedy. Can we see some hacky, schlocky, bad comedy? We've been writing the most genius stuff. So Jeff Schaffer, who I haven't seen in years, but remembers me from those Seinfeld days, turns around, looks at me and he goes, Elon, what are you doing here? And I go, funny story. It's my birthday, and I woke up thinking about the text, and I just said, hey, I love Larry David. He's the best, and I want to spend 10 minutes with Larry David on my birthday. He goes, oh, sure, come on back. He's here. And I was like, come on back. This is insane. And he walks me down this long hallway. I'm like freaking out. I can't believe I got this far. Opens the door. Larry's sitting there at his desk writing with his glasses off. He puts his glasses on. He looks up. He goes, oh, what is it? What is it? And Jeff goes, Larry, this is Elon Gold. He's a really great comedian. You would love him. And it's his birthday. So on his birthday gift to himself was to spend a little bit of time with you. And he goes, and you parked? You drove here and you parked somewhere? You found parking? This is what you did on your birthday? You just got up? I go, I know it's crazy, right? It's a crazy thing. But I love you, and and I'm a comedian, and I wish it was in any way going to ever be a mutual admiration society thing. Like I would love it if you watched my special. I have a special on Netflix. He goes, I'm not watching your special. Why would I watch it? Why would I watch your special? And I go, I'm just saying it would be so nice because I admire you more than anyone in comedy. And it would be so amazing if you had any sort of admiration to, I'm not going to watch it. In fact, in 10 minutes, when you leave, and you will, I'm going to forget that you even came here. I'm going to forget that you came by. And I go, okay, that's fair. But I would really like you to remember to watch my special. Yeah. And then we go back and forth.
Wait, Elon.
Yes.
Stop you right there. everything you said was perfect, exactly the way you told it to me that morning. And honestly, I felt like I was just back in that same conversation. Amazing. The one part about the Netflix was he said he doesn't have Netflix.
Mm,
And then you're talking about House of Cards. What a great show. Because House of Cards, amazing show. Goes, you just said you don't have Netflix.
right. Right. What
How
a
do you watch that? And he goes, how do you watch? You go, I understand how you see House of Cards. He said, no, someone else puts it on for me.
Huh.
Well, then put it on my show.
yes.
Tell that person to put it on my show.
If you don't have Netflix, how do you watch House of Cards? Someone else puts it. So you have watch my show. No, never. Not gonna watch it. And then what did we talk about? Because I started making him laugh. He was amused by the idea. David, what did we talk about? He was amused. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, and then I said to him, well, why I'm here and then the birthday, and you wrote that bit, and it made me want to be with you. I just kept talking to him about, like I was riffing with him and I was doing bits with him and just trying to make him laugh. I think I did a couple of impressions that he loved. And like he flipped out when I just did Kramer for a second.
Yeah.
He flipped out.
Yeah, he loved that. Yeah, he loved the Jerry too.
Jerry, is there anything that you remember that of our interaction? And then I want to get to when I met Eli.
Yeah. Well, Schaefer said, I think we should, think about where he could fit into a show next season.
Right.
So I think they were starting to wrap that up.
And that's what I said. I said to
that was really the origin of you getting on the show.
Yes. And I said to him, there's another reason I'm here. I said, I went into Castle Rock, the head of Castle Rock, because I was doing a sitcom with them. And I said, it's the last episode of Seinfeld. It's the greatest show in the history of television. I want to be a small part of it. Is there any role for me in the last episode? And they looked for a role for me and they said, there's nothing. Do you want to be in the in the diner in the final episode, the first opening scene of the final episode? Just be a diner? Because like Rob Reiner will be there, the president of NBC will be there. It'll be like a cool thing. The extras will be all people that are part of the show or whatever, other comedians. Yeah. So I was in that final episode. And I said, just to be a part of it, to be a part of that. And I go, this is that again. Now you've created Curb, this epic, iconic, greatest comedy show ever. I need to be a part of it. And Jeff was like, well, we'll try to find something for you. And then of course, like I'd never heard from them again for like a year, right?
Yeah, it was probably 3 seasons before.
Correct. But was there anything else in the conversation, that first one, you remember?
No, that was it. You covered everything. I mean, you were so pumped. You were with Sasha and you were so excited. I
came back to your lunch and I went, Dave, you're not going to believe what I just did. You're like, are you nuts?
Like, yeah, we stopped lunch. Like, you got to walk me through that day, that morning. It was unbelievable.
And my best friend Schiffer and my wife Sasha said, you're going to get arrested. Do not do this. And I didn't listen to them, which brings me back to hear everyone, but listen to no one. Because I didn't listen to the people I trust most. My wife, my best friend, trust them with everything. No, I'm going. And I went, and at the end I said, could I get a picture with you? Because my wife's not going to believe this happened. Goes, sure. We take a picture, and now it's in my office, and unbelievable. And now I want to talk about how we met. David Lyons, thank you so much. Text me if you think of any other funny things. I appreciate it.
Give it up for David Lyons.
How you met Eli, and I can just corroborate that as well.
I thought you were busy. Thank you.
Later.
Okay, bye. Thanks.
Have a good one.
Thanks.
The great David Lyons, everybody.
Great David
Thank
Lyons.
you.
So the last thing I'll say that I did remember is at the end of the first meeting ever with Larry, he looked at me and he goes, I got to tell you, you have a lot of temerity. I think he used the word, the temerity on you. He didn't like say the balls, but a lot of temerity. Is that the word?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Courage, ball, right? Temerity? Oh, well, he's got that Brooklyn. I think he said temerity. Anyway, the temerity on you. I go, oh yeah, like crazy, right? For me to just barge into your office unannounced because it's my birthday. He goes, no, that I understand. I get that. I would never walk into someone else's office and force them to watch my special. I would never do that. I go, I'm sorry. I just want you to like me.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's kind of sweet.
Yeah. And then I took a picture of them and I left. 10 minutes later, he didn't know I existed. It was over. Over. 1 year later, September 14th, the next year, about 5 years ago, I go back again. I want to make this a thing where every year on my birthday, I go to Larry David's office. He's going to love it. I show up, and then if I get a third time, it's a chazaka. You know, when you do something 3 times in Judaism, it's a thing now. Now it's a tradition, and you have to keep doing it. I wanted to make this my birthday tradition. Second year I go back, they're not there. They're completely not in production. They're out of the office. They skipped a season, and I just left sullen, upset, and I went, it's always next year. When you talk about patience, that's why I'm saying this is a lesson.
Savlanut.
Savlanut.
Mm.
This is a lesson in savlanut,
Mm-hmm.
in tenacity.
Patience and tenacity are not the same thing.
They're different things.
Yes.
This is a lesson in all of those things.
Yeah.
Tenacity, being without being annoying and a true stalker. Relentless.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to be relentless. Not sitting, waiting on the phone, looking at the phone. Can't get you an audition. Sorry. Going and doing, just doing. Persistence, tenacity, patience. 3 years later, right? So it's third birthday, 2 years. I go back to the office and I go, I got to see Larry. I've been waiting a long time. I want to do the show before he stops doing the show. I got to do the show. And I walk into the office and I knock on the door and I feel it and it's locked. And I go, I can't wait another year. I can't wait a 4th birthday. I can't handle this. I'm going to sit in the lobby and wait for them to appear. By the way, they might again be not in town. They might not be in production. I don't know anything, but I'm going to sit in the lobby and I'm going to wait. How long? I told myself 2-3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go on my phone. I'll write a bit. I'll make some calls, but I'm sitting here for 2-3 hours. 9 minutes later, Eli Leonard walks through the door from the lobby right to the office, clocks me like this. And I know when I'm clocked, and I know when I'm recognized because it's so rare. I am not a famous person. I get recognized in kosher restaurants and in Israel. So if I'm clocked in LA, just in a building, I'm like, oh, he knows me. Oh, he recognized me. And he just went into Larry David's office. And then you slammed the door.
Slam.
Yeah, slam. It was a slam.
Okay. I mean, maybe I let the door go behind me. I was carrying groceries.
I'm not saying, and this is in my episode of Curb, he slammed the door. Was he upset? Was Larry upset with me? Jeff Garland asked.
The door slammed shut on you.
Right.
Yeah.
The door did slam shut on me.
But
it was one of those.
He slammed is
You did not slam.
Is a huge.
Your Honor, I'm gonna take back
accusation.
That's an accusation.
Uncalled for.
I'm walking it back.
Thank you.
Yeah. You
Okay.
absolutely.
We're friends again.
Okay, good. So as the door is slamming in my face, I go, I gotta just knock on the door. I get up. You open the door.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's up? And I go, is Larry here? Is Jeff here? And you go, no, not right now. They're on a location scout. They'll be back in, I don't know, an hour, 2 hours. I go, oh. He goes, what? Why? I go, yeah, do you know me? Yeah. He goes, I'm a fan of your comedy. You said, I'm a fan of your comedy. And I went, prove it. No, I just watched you on the James Corden show. You just did the James Corden show. I love the bits. I go, what bits did I do? And you start quoting the sex, money, and food bit and the parking bit. And I was like, oh, you're a fan of mine. What do you do? And you said.
I was like, yeah, well, I do this. I get Larry David food every day. And I'm a comedian. You know, I'm trying to be a comedian. This is a time I'm pretty, I'm maybe 25 or 26.
You were his production assistant.
Yeah, his production assistant.
But you also gave ideas to the show. You pitched ideas.
Yes, that's right.
What was that process like? First, you get one job.
So where are we? Because are we doing mine right now?
Yeah, no, I want to hear how. No, we will pause
the story.
Pause the story of how we met. I need to hear, and the audience wants to hear. How do you land a job working for the greatest of all time?
I mean, it's really, it could not be more mundane of a story.
But what is it?
To me.
But people are curious.
I got a text message from a Tracy Shao, who I owe my career, lack of career, whatever this is I'm doing here, I owe it to her.
Lack of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I said it. Thanks for Thanks for
You
jumping
asked,
on.
which
Yeah.
one is it?
Yeah. No, you're right.
It was the
You're right.
latter, the lack of.
It's the lack of. She is the reason I don't have a career.
You have a wonderful career.
And I had worked for her years prior as an office PA, which
Uh-huh.
is essentially a job that is grunt work.
But on set,
No, it's an office.
but it's a production office
production office.
for
Yeah.
a set, for a movie, for a TV.
For a TV show that the Lonely Island was producing, and I worked. That was my very first job. She gave me that job. I not audition. I applied for it and interviewed and got it and started working there. And it's just throwing away the trash, getting the craft services, getting snacks for everybody.
Entry
get
level
lunch.
stuff.
Totally. I mean,
Get your foot in the door.
It's pre-entry. You know,
You're not even.
I'm 22 and I've just graduated college and I have a degree and I think myself even the least bit educated.
Right.
And now I'm not saying that throwing away trash is a bad job. I'm saying that my mind is not being used.
Correct.
The job description is truly nothing.
Most importantly, your comedic gifts are not being utilized.
Totally.
At all.
Totally. Yeah. So,
But entry level,
yeah, entry level.
before the entrance.
But yeah, it's pre-entry.
We're looking at the entrance going, soon I'm going to
Right,
be
right.
in the entrance. I'm going to be entry.
I am hanging out in the lobby of a production office that is behind me that I don't really get to go in very often. So yeah, I'm in entrance purgatory. So that was my job 2015 into 2016. And then I didn't work, that show only lasted one season and it didn't come back. I worked for Tracy a few more times just as an office PA. And then, a year and a half goes by. I don't hear from her. I reached out a couple of times. There's no gigs. She has her team that she travels with. Every office coordinator has their team that they love. That I was coming into that already. I wasn't her person. And then years later,
Years go by.
Years go by. Yeah, maybe a year and a half, 2 years
Talk
at
about
this
patience.
point.
Talk about persistence.
That's right. Yeah,
tenacity.
but I had run out of money. I was moving home, or not moving home. I was going to move to Chicago, do Second City, have a job as a waiter, have friends in my area. I'm from Minneapolis, so I have friends in Chicago.
By the way, I think that would have been a better route for you.
It would have been. It would have been.
Probably would be a big star, right?
I probably would have been a good comedian. But I at this point I was as destitute as I've been as a job haver, and I had my bags packed to go to Chicago, and
I love these stories.
I drove
I love the bags packed stories.
I'm not kidding.
I know.
I always thought that this was a moment of destiny.
Yeah.
It really was. And I just get a text from her, just saying hey, there's this job working at Curb Your Enthusiasm where all you would do was get Larry David lunch. Do you want to apply for it? And I'm like, well, yeah. I mean, I don't have a job. I'm leaving LA, and then it's you pull me back in.
Also,
It's Larry.
not
Obviously,
just a job. The
Yeah.
man you have
Yeah.
worshipped.
Yeah.
And knowing, and then I could get ideas in. I could
No,
start
that's
writing.
not something
You
I
didn't
was.
even think that?
No, I mean the opportunities are endless once it starts.
Right.
Sure, the mind goes to truly psychotic.
I could be his
places.
co-star on the show.
Whatever,
Right.
But the idea, that process hadn't really started for me. It was just
I want a job.
yeah, I want a job, and holy crap, it's Curb, it's Larry David. I'm gonna be getting him his food. That's
Crazy.
it. I mean, Larry David and lunch, those go hand in hand already. And I'm thinking I'm gonna be a part of that.
That's nuts. Who gets to be a part of that Larry David and lunch combo?
Yeah. So
That's crazy. And by the way, message again to everyone: pack your bags, but don't go.
pack your bags, don't go.
Pack your bags, don't go. Never leave. Never give up. Never quit. Pack your bags.
And yeah, I just showed up for this interview a day later, 2 days later, and it's not even with Larry. It's not even with Tracy, the person who reached out to me. It's with the post production, in the editor's bay, and she's the producer there, and it would just be for the editors. I was just joining in late in the season, and it would be working for her and her team and Larry and Jeff.
First time you meet him?
First time I meet him is my first day of work.
How's that?
Insane. I'm sweating bullets. I cannot.
Shaking.
I'm shaking. I'm truly shaking. I'm quivering.
Yeah.
And I show up to work. I'm like, oh my God, I'm here. Everyone's being nice to me. And then Sarah Stewart was the office PA at the time, and she was like, okay, so here's what you're gonna do. I'm gonna show you what we do here. or like what you're gonna do. And she like brought me into the editor's bay where they were working on season 9, and there I see Larry David, Jeff Schaefer, and the editor.
You approached them
No, I was brought to approach them. I was forced because it was my job
to
description.
meet them.
I was apprenticing the office PA. Yes.
What would you like for lunch?
Yeah, taking it.
But you're thinking in your head, I now have to be 3 things. I have to be nice. I have to appear as a good worker and funny.
Yeah.
How am I going to do any of those?
I mean, more than anything, I was feeling I don't want to blow it.
right.
I can't make myself a fool.
Let me guess, you blew it.
Yeah,
What happened? You walk over.
and Steve Rash was the editor. So or John Corn. And yeah, so I'm just like there, like he's like Larry just breaks the ice with me. Oh yeah, you're Eli. I'm like, my name, yeah, that is you're Larry.
You didn't say you're Larry.
I did.
You didn't say you're Larry.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. But I'm like, I'm not, I don't think it's, I'm like, oh, you're Larry,
Right.
and he's like, yeah, and you want to be a comedy writer. I'm like, you're not supposed to know that, like in my head, I'm like, don't say
Yeah.
that to me right
That was
now,
between
man.
Me and the job interviewer.
Yeah, that's right. I said that. And she did say like, we do want someone like that, but like, I didn't know that he would know this about me. And he's like, yeah, where are you from? Where are you from? And I'm like, Minnesota. He's like, you know Al Franken? I'm like, do I know him? No, I don't know him.
I don't get to meet everyone like
I
you.
went to a function that he was like raising
Yeah.
money for
But I
years
didn't-
back that you were actually at,
Oh,
which
wow.
is true.
Oh, wow.
But he's like, oh yeah, that thing. And I was like, okay. And then yeah, and then it was just sort of like he said what he wanted to eat, and then I don't really remember what I was saying,
Mhm.
but yeah, I went and got him his food, and then I would get his juice and his snacks and anything he would ever need. I just would follow him around or like stay out of sight. And
First time you pitched something, you had the nerve to go up. You had ideas. You've been thinking. First time you pitched, and what was the pitch?
the first time I pitched, just like any joke or like
No,
for the
any
show.
Thing for the show, because from being his production.
No, for the
guy,
show, I didn't pitch anything. I never pitched anything for the show before he said, write things down. If we like them, we'll pay you for them. So he says, or, I'm just, so the whole day now my job is a few things. Like I'm making my own job out of this. Cause I'm not doing anything while I'm at the office.
How many smoothies can one?
Yeah.
drink?
I go on a run 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 times a day. In my car to pick something up, bring it back, and then I'm just sitting out in the office with nothing to do, pretending to work. You got to look like you're working when you're at a job, even though I didn't have anything in my job description that I was supposed to be doing at the moment.
Or on set, you got to look like you're
Yeah.
part of the set.
Right. So
You're supposed to be there.
I would just be writing in my notebook, like things that I would hear, that they would be talking about, and I was like just sweating, trying to come up with something to say,
Right.
And I was like constantly just trying to like put a little of my personality into
First
the
time he
light.
laughed at you at something you said.
Oh man, I don't remember it. I don't-
Anything that made him laugh.
No, I mean I remember the first time where I like tried something that I was like writing down because he was working on season 9, which was the Hamilton season. Lin-Manuel Miranda Hamilton season of Curb, and so like I was just here. He would come in singing, and I'm not going away. Shut. And I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. He's like,
Crazy.
Yeah.
He would come in singing
yeah.
loud.
I mean, he'd come in singing or whistling something pretty much every day. But at the time it was Hamilton, and I was just like, I don't know, it was like Steve Bannon at the time. I don't know, I was just like trying to figure something out, and I like wrote something down. I was like Steve Bannon Hamilton or something, and I was like Steve Bannon Hamilton, and then I'm going piss. Sorry, I'm going number 1.
Yeah.
Outside of the, he doesn't have his own bathroom in the editor's bay. It's a different building. I go to the number 1 place where you go number 1 with the urinals and the stalls. We call it a bathroom,
Yeah.
restroom, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Men's room?
men's room, yeah,
Yeah.
you could call it that. You go whatever you want.
Yeah.
And I'm there. I'm going. Then he comes in
No.
singing. He
No.
comes in singing.
Singing like how? Like do it.
Yeah.
No, he actually overpronounced
And I'm just
pronunciates.
like my country,
Right.
I'm young, scrappy, and I'm not throwing away my shot. You know, like,
He
oh
gets
my
into
God.
it.
And I'm like, oh my God, Larry's behind me. Yeah.
Right.
It's like, this is our first 2-person scene. You know,
There's no way the
this is
stream
this is the first time we're alone together, and it's in the bathroom. You
and
know?
you're in midstream.
Midstream.
Does it
I'm
stop?
just-
You stop
No,
streaming.
No, no.
You stop streaming.
I for the story, I'll say I did.
There's no way you could keep
No,
peeing.
I was going nuts.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And I'm just like,
He's singing and he's going to stand next to you to pee.
yeah. No, he's going to this. There's one urinal.
Stall.
He goes in the stall.
Right.
And then I come out. I'm washing my hands. He's singing, and I'm like,
Still singing during the pee?
No, I don't remember exactly. But then we're at the faucet together, and I'm like, I'm actually working on a Hamilton. I'm actually working on a Hamilton, a rendition of Hamilton about Steve Bannon. And I'm like, I'm just like my face is. I'm old, bloated, and racist, and I'm not throwing away my scotch. He was like, oh, my scotch, that's good. And I was like, all right, I'm sorry, I'm not throwing away Mein Kampf. He goes, that's good. And then he just walks back to the office, and I'm like, what just happened?
When he gives
How did that happen?
When he gives you that's good, it's the most validating thing
It was
in
crazy.
the world.
It was crazy.
And he points.
Yeah, pointed right up. Oh, that's good. It was like, that's good. And I was like, what just happened? Like, I didn't even know that I was saying anything. I was like, I don't know where I thought of that. Like, did I think of that? Like, that may have been like a tweet. Like, I don't even know.
And
Like,
it
where
took
is it
so
come from?
much to do that.
Yeah,
That's
right.
courage.
Right. So at that point, that was, I think, the first time I was like, I thought of this and I'm going to say it to you, even though I hadn't even figured out the joke itself. Yeah. And then
every day you're on set, you're watching the riffing, you're watching the improv, preset, pre-production.
It's just editor's bay. I'm so Jeff.
Editor's bay, post-production.
Post-production, yeah. So Jeff Schaefer and
You
Larry.
did get to be on set for a season.
I did, but it was the next season.
Right.
But Jeff Schaefer and Larry David, every day I would come in and I would just make little something. I would try to make something out of every time I'd be there. And a lot of times I wouldn't, because it's like the last thing you want to do is be a nuisance on someone when they're trying to work. And if that person's Larry David, it's even worse.
Yes.
So
everything annoys him.
yeah. And I just didn't want to do that. I just didn't want to be annoying. And he started to take to me a little bit. He would like smile when I would say things. He'd say, oh, it'd be like, it was not a bad relation. I've had like horrible bosses. He was nice.
Wow.
And at the end,
He liked you.
I think so.
Yeah.
And then it was like my last.
I know he liked you because the text
Right.
ended on you.
Right.
And the joke was
That
that
was
he
the one.
didn't want to be there because you
Right.
were there. But that means he likes you.
Right.
Because he's thinking of you and
Right.
talking about you.
Okay. Yeah. But in any case, I mean, yeah, I think he likes me. That's fine.
There's no doubt.
Yeah. It doesn't really matter though.
Right.
Um,
Oh, it's nice when your boss likes
sure.
you, and when your boss is Larry David, it's
Yeah.
even cooler.
But then it's his last day. It's my last day because the editing process is over.
Right.
And he's going. My last day is Friday. He's leaving on Wednesday to go to SNL. Probably playing Bernie or hosting. I'm not sure which one it would be, but it was my last day. It was a temp job, 3 months, and then I'm out. And I'm like, oh crap! And I'm supposed to give him this magazine. It's like he has a subscription. I don't Time or so. I don't even know what it was. but
Newsweek, whatever.
Whatever it is, I
Yeah.
was just giving him the New Yorker, and
Probably the New Yorker.
I'm trying to, and I'm like, I'm supposed to give it to him before he leaves. He leaves the office. And I'm like, oh crap! He's like gone. He's like leaving. I didn't say bye. I didn't say bye. And I'm like, I grab the magazine on my desk. I run after him. I chase after him to the parking lot where he is, and I'm like, Larry. And I'm like, oh, like I'm just like nervous. I'm so scared. I'm like, Larry, I just want to say like this has been a dream come true. Like thank you so much. Like this has been an incredible. He's like, oh no, don't do any sentiment. No sentiment.
No sentiment?
Yeah, no sentiment. But we're doing another season, and if you think of anything, write it down, send it in. If we like it, we'll pay you for it. And I'm like, what just happened?
He just
Did you
opened
just-
the door that you were dying to open.
Yeah, he just opened it wide up. Like it just
And
became
and
open.
it almost didn't happen.
And I was like, "Whoa, my dream come true! How you can't make my dream come true like this?" I'm like standing there, like quivering with
what
like.
did you say to him?
I was like,
Sure.
I was like, "What? Really?
Oh.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, thank
you
you so
soon.
much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much." I didn't have a job for season 10. I had an opportunity. Okay, so now I'm back where I was, 3 months prior, where I don't have a job anymore, and I'm paying rent every month. I'm not making that much as a runner boy, so I'm like, I'm leaving. I don't have enough money. I gotta go home.
Mhm.
It's Thanksgiving time, but also I need to think of literally everything I could possibly think of to put into Curb,
Mhm.
and I'm writing down all these ideas constantly, just literally everything that I ever think.
Bits, possible story beats, bits that go with.
Yeah, I had no idea what to do, where to start. He's like, yeah, no, it would be. I guess he did say like, like classic Curb bit, like hiring a prostitute for the carpool lane.
He said
That's
that.
classic Curb. I'm like, yeah, okay, that is right. That's
Come up with more of those.
more of those, yeah. So I was like, okay, I have it. I know what I'm gonna do.
And if you didn't run after him with the magazine,
No, it
none of
wouldn't have
that.
happened.
That's
I was just doing my job.
Yeah.
I didn't do my job well enough to give him the magazine when I was supposed to. But yeah,
And just to tell people, not to jump to the end, but this happy ending of you got several pitches into Curb
Yeah.
in several episodes, and then you got yourself on Curb as the pin guy.
yeah.
Like all that led to, you got paid for this. You had a writing credit of Curb Your Enthusiasm, and you're on the show.
Yeah.
The crime, though, was you weren't young Larry.
The most tremendous oversight in the history of
casting.
television casting.
Of television
It's
casting.
insane.
He admitted it 2 years later.
Yeah, and
When
the
I texted him
casting, yeah.
this bit that you did playing young Larry.
Yeah, with
and our
American
friend,
High.
American High, our friend Jeremy Gerlich has these great shorts, American High shorts, and one of them was called what?
The get well. I mean, it was the surgery,
What
the
was the premise? Elective.
elective surgery.
Elective surgery bit. You could Google it. Young Larry. What do we call it?
Yeah, Curb Your High School.
So I sent that to Larry, and he goes, "This is hysterical."
Yeah.
He goes, "Guess I didn't get the right
No,
young Larry."
no. He said he's definitely shot himself up to the top of
Young Larry's.
the young Larry. Yeah, it would be young Larry, but it already happened. The young
Mhm.
Larry thing already happened. So
That is the current bane of your existence.
totally.
You should have been the young Larry. It was an oversight.
Yeah, but then, yeah, the entire
And he should have said forward the tap. Should have used it. Go ahead. Now you're pitching.
No, I'm pitching, but then I also get the call that they want me to come back, not in the post-production office, but into the writer's office. Jeff Schaefer, Larry David. I'd be working for Laura Stryker, who's his executive producer, been with him for 20 years, something like that. Since Curb started. So nearly, over 20 now, but it was nearly 20 at the time. And I just started working like a month later. I had a job and I had an opportunity, and I was just there trying to make the most of it and like be silent, learn everything I could. I was sitting
On
out
set.
I was sitting outside. I was sitting outside of the writer's room every day. Like I was listening to him and Jeff come up with stuff, and I was trying to pitch. I was writing stuff down every day. And then I can talk about like the time I pitched.
Yeah. You went in.
I went in.
First you submitted.
No. I was at the office.
Oh, to
I was
pitch.
at the
You were
office.
holding paper with pitches.
I was at the office. I had finished my packet. I had worked tirelessly on it over the course of a few months. It's like 3 pages, maybe 30 storyline pitches, maybe more like 20 but it was not a ton, but not a little. It was a significant packet, and I print it out. I email it to Laura and Jeff and Larry, and I print it out, and it's time to go to pick up, or go on a run for Larry to pick up a smoothie or something, and I like hand it to him. I put it on his desk, and I'm like, all right, so here's this, and then oh no, it's the end of the day. I said, here are the pitches, and then he walks by my office at the end of the day. He goes, haven't read them yet. Very excited. Okay.
That's crazy.
And by the
he's thinking of you.
But also, I also clean the office up at the end of the night. I go back, I'm cleaning up his desk. I see that the first page is turned. So now I am like, okay, you did look at it. So something happened here. And I'm just going crazy. Like, what is he gonna think? What is gonna happen? I have no idea. So the next day I'm in the office, and I go on a run for his smoothie. I come back with it. I hand it to him. I go back to my office, and I just hear, "Hey, Eli, Eli." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Come in here." And I'm like, "Okay, okay." And I'm like thinking, like, "Okay, is this it? Like, he's gonna tell me stuff. I'm gonna be told stuff now about my stuff."
That he hates it or he
I
loves
have no idea, no idea. But I'm just here like, oh my God, what the hell is happening? And he sits me down. Him and Jeff Shaver sit me down. I'm like sitting in between them. There's like a long couch in the middle. There's a desk and a chair. I'm in the middle, and Larry's like, people submit ideas to Curb all the time. A lot of great writers submit ideas to the show and never get anything on. But there's a lot of good stuff in here.
Good.
And he's tapping the packet. I'm like, what are you talking about?
He's tapping the packet.
Yeah, he's like, and there's a lot of good stuff in here. Very funny. And I was like, what? Like, this is crazy.
Dream come true.
This is crazy. And then they start to like talk about some of the bits.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we like this one. I thought that was funny. And then Jeff Shaver's like, yeah, there's something here maybe with this and this. Like, he's like
putting it together.
He's a magician. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But you're going nuts.
He's doing comedy calculus in front of my face.
Right.
I'm like, what's going on here? And
Right.
but then he like, and then Larry's like, and the doctor's son. Yeah, that one. I think we're gonna use it.
The doctor's son.
I think we're gonna use it in the show. And then Jeff's like, yeah, it's just been there all this time, like right under our noses. Like, I can't believe I haven't thought about this. And it's like the idea is that Larry gets medical advice from a doctor's son,
Right.
And he's like, and Jeff's like, they start going back and forth about it, and they're like, yeah, it's not like you're a blacksmith. It's not like time spent in the office with a black, like even if he spends all this time, he needs to go to med school, whatever. And it's like, okay, they're like pitching on it. They're building out the beat, and I like watch it as it's happening.
Watching it happen.
I'm watching TV story be made off of my story,
Off of your idea.
and I'm like going nuts. I'm like,
Oh my
I'm just like reveling, like in the moment, like, holy crap, this is life changing. This is
Yeah.
a dream come true. I'm living the dream
Did you
right
ever
now
be insecure after that moment?
because nobody else.
Validating.
Yeah, but I know I have that for myself, but I don't. It's like it's a 3-person room. They pay. They don't give the story by credit. It's not like.
But next thing you know, they're respecting you for your comedic genius. They're taking your ideas. They're asking you the following season also to submit more ideas,
Yeah.
which you do and get in.
and the season after. Yeah, so every year from season 10 through 12, I got ideas onto the show, at least one.
And you're a freaking writer of Curb Your Enthusiasm. That is unbelievable.
Yeah,
Milkshake boy, whatever,
yeah,
smoothie
that's right,
boy.
That's right. The gopher. Yeah,
The gopher writes the bit about the chauffeur.
yeah.
That's crazy to
Yeah,
me.
yeah. So yeah, and then but that day, then we're back to the day that you come in.
Yeah, so now we're back. And then you say, yeah, I know you. I saw you on Corden, and they're
You
coming back.
loved that.
I told you I don't get. You don't even have to stop for that.
No.
I
no, 'cause
told you
you don't decide what we stop for in a story that we're both telling.
in all my humility, getting recognized is great because I don't get recognized a
Right,
lot.
but you say I clocked. I did clock you. I just the Corden set was on the feed for this on my YouTube feed. I watched it a few days before. You're in. I'm like, oh my God, okay, you're Elon Gold.
Right.
I just, and you're like, wait, do you really know my stuff? Like, really? Do you really know it? Like, it was so crazy. I would have known it. I'm like,
I
yeah,
get that
it
from
was
Sasha,
on
my
Cor-
wife.
it was
Wait,
on-
you know me?
Yeah.
Wait, you know me?
You know my husband.
Wait, what were you wearing?
Wait, how do you know him?
Was it hot out?
How do you know him?
She asked a lot of
Where
questions.
did you watch it? YouTube, Sash.
Right. So then you say to me, they're coming back in like an hour or two, and I tell you the story, and you love the story about 2 years ago how
Yeah,
I barged
yeah.
in, broke into the office, and you said,
But I was thinking you probably had a meeting.
okay, wrong decision.
Yeah. But
Wrong-
but I'm thinking I see you,
thinking.
comedian.
Yeah.
I know,
they must know each other.
seasoned. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
for sure you just got a meeting or something.
Nope, stalker.
Right, exactly.
So then you say, hey, give me your number.
You said, let me give you my number.
Well, first you said, You said I could tell you when they come back.
Yeah, I was like, I could tell you when they come back. Just
Which is
you can't tell.
dangerous.
You can't do.
You could lose your job
Yeah,
for
for
that.
sure.
Really
For sure.
dangerous.
For sure.
I'll tell you when they're back. Oh, let me give you my number. Hey, also, it's my birthday today because again, it was my birthday. I'm having a Shabbat. It was a Friday. I'm having a Shabbat birthday dinner. It's just like my family and my brother's in town. You want to come? You went, sure.
And I was like, yeah, wait, it's your family and you don't have to invite me.
Right.
That's what I said. That's what I said. I was, wait, I'm not, you don't need to do
Yeah,
that.
you're not having a birthday party. It's
Like
just your
I was
family.
like, you don't need to do
I
that.
go, I want you to come for Shabbos dinner.
I'm
And that
like,
was the
all right,
beginning.
all right.
Shabbos is everything.
Yeah.
Shabbos is the
I
beginning
learned
of everything.
and I learned it.
you
And I learned it
there.
that day.
And we became best friends from that Shabbos dinner on
Yeah.
years and years ago.
Yeah.
And then you texted and went, they're back. And I was home and I ran back to the office
Mm-hmm.
and I barged.
Oh, in the meantime, I tell Larry that this comedian, I say, this comedian, Elon Gold, was here. I'm just presenting it like I don't know what's going on.
Mhm.
You know, he was here. He was saying that he was here on his birthday like a year ago. And he I don't know. He's like, he said he might come back or something. And then he's like, Larry looks at me and goes, he'll come back.
He had only met me once and he
Yeah.
knew.
He'll come back.
There was no way I was giving up on this dream.
Yeah.
He'll come back.
Yeah.
And there I was.
Yeah.
And I turned to him and he looks at me and I go, it's my birthday again. And this worked so well the first time when I just barged into your office and you were so gracious and kind and courteous. And he goes, it was all an act. It was all an act. I don't want you to be here.
Yeah.
You know, and then it just riffing, back and forth because he's playing. He loves to play. And we're riffing, and you're listening to the whole thing now.
Yeah.
You're sitting there listening. And then I get up. Before I leave, I say, I just want one thing on curb. Give me a moment. And he goes, well, I know what you could do. And I know what you can't do. And I go, what can I do? He goes, the things you can't do. There's a lot you cannot do. But I know what you can do. We'll think about it. And I went, oh, great. Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Jeff. I get up and leave. And you hear.
Yeah. As soon as he leaves, by the way, you're downplaying the effectiveness of what you had done. You were there for like 20 or 30 minutes and you were truly just like on fire. I'd never seen anything like it. But
I couldn't believe that I was doing that.
I couldn't believe you were I couldn't. I was like, this is crazy. This is Hollywood moxie. This is like what that thing is that people say you don't give up. You know, you go and you just put on a show. Like you were doing it. I was like, this is old school right here. Like
Put on a show.
yeah, you were just doing that. And then then I started hearing them say like, can we find something? We can find something for him, right? We can find something. And and Jeff Shear's like, yeah, we could do it, maybe. Yeah, no.
And you text me, they're still talking about you.
Yeah.
I go, what are they saying?
Yeah.
They're trying to find something for you.
Yeah, and then they like you, like and you're like, no way. I'm like, yeah, you just said this. You just said this. You just
They
said this.
like you.
If we went back years and years, these would be like our first text.
Yeah, 'cause
So
Larry hates everyone. So when he likes you, you're like, what do you mean? He likes me?
yeah,
When he likes you, and he goes, the reason I did the show is I like him. When he likes you, it's like, oh my God. So then just to end the story, like a year goes by, right? Nothing. And then you said to me, you're on the casting list. I go, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. I was on the casting list 2 years ago and 3 years ago. I heard, but it did nothing. I'm just not going to get on the show ever. He goes, well, you're on the list. And then I'm at the gym. I'm working out and I get this text. What was it, baby? You're doing the show, baby.
something like that. Yeah,
Something amazing. I'll whatever.
yeah,
You're doing the show, baby. And I go, what are you talking about? He goes, I just heard them with casting.
yeah. Maybe it was, honey, you're on the show. Something like that. Yeah,
Honey, you're on the show.
yeah.
Yeah. I went, what are you talking about? He goes, I just heard casting say
No, I heard it was Larry. It was Larry saying
casting.
it's Larry saying that this is the part that you're going to do. I will have Elon do it.
But casting was saying, we have this person. And he went, oh, no, we'll have Elon do it.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
but
you told me. I'll never forget it.
yeah,
They were suggesting the person they wanted.
Okay.
I want Elon to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And I go, and do you think that is he going to overrule cast? How does it work? And you wrote, so it shall be written.
Yeah.
So it shall be done. Like what he says is gospel in that
yeah,
office. You're doing the show.
Yeah.
And then I did it. And I was cut. And that was painful. Waited another season. Again, he calls me, apologizes. I'm sorry. He goes, you and I were so great in this scene. It was cut for time. And when a scene, no matter how funny it is, doesn't move the story forward,
Yeah.
it's got to go
That's what it was. Yeah.
because we're over time.
Yeah.
So he cut it and he goes, but I'm going to look for something next season. And I go, how likely is another season? This was season 10. You never know when he's going to go back. And he goes, likely. And I went, okay, thank you. And then my manager calls me a year later. You talk about years and years and years. And I'm finally on, and then I'm cut. And another year goes by. And he emails me, Willie Mercer goes, you know how you were cut from last season? Well, you're doing 2 episodes this season. And I'm like, what? And then I killed it, and they asked me back for a 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, Daddy, you should be on curve. All right, son, we did it. Whew, that was a lot. It's a lot. It's very emotional for us, this whole journey of like,
it really is.
just our dreams and our heroes and then what we get to do and the rejection and the negativity, but then those moments of like, wow. So coming up next on the next final episode of Stars of David is Larry David.
Wow.
I can't wait till you all see it and hear it.
It's crazy.
Crazy. All right, we're back with none other than my parents for the Yiddish word of the week. Eli, are you excited about this?
Very excited. This is always my favorite part.
People have told me before, we love your parents. We love learning Yiddish. Thank you for this segment. So here we go with Mom and Dad and the Yiddish word of the week. What is the Yiddish word of the week?
Miskite.
Mieskite.
What are you trying to say?
When cabaret, there's a
It's there on
certain
the Broadway show cabaret. There's a song, Miskite,
How does it
They
go?
which means ugly.
Ugly.
It's a miskite.
Okay, and
Mieskite
you're
is
looking
ugly.
at us on a Zoom, and that's the word you come up with? Do you know I once used that?
You know, miskite, but
You're a shankite.
Oh, that's the opposite of me.
Eli, I'm not so sure. But
Oh, why does everybody
you
have
are-
to put me down?
No, it's just 'cause
Shankite.
I'm their son.
Right.
It's like if you were
Each
Clooney,
of your
it'd be
kids
like
are
Clooney, I'm not
Shankite.
so sure.
Sure.
But our son,
Uh,
son's Shane Kite.
Yeah,
Clooney,
your son is a shankite. Your daughter is a
Clooney is
shankite.
Mies Kite. Clooney.
Miskite, shankite. Contrast.
Don't go dark just because my mother said you're ugly.
I'm getting it from every
No,
angle.
no.
No, he's cute.
No, you know, in Yiddish, you're never so blunt and hurtful, insulting.
Yeah.
So, Elon,
It's not true.
you have a nice way of telling when you're making a shidduch,
Yeah.
you're introducing somebody,
Yeah.
and you don't want to say the person is a miskite.
Right.
So how do you do it?
How?
Not so.
Oh, yeah. Not so.
Not so.
is she a
Tell them that.
miskite? Not so.
No,
No,
you never use the word
I actually
miskite when you
use
want to make a
miskite.
shidduch, when you're describing a prospective
I actually
bride.
used
A
miskite.
shidduch is a match.
I gave a wedding
It-
toast of a friend of mine, and I actually used that word because I knew that word, miskite. And I said that this guy, his name was Sim Shapiro, at his wedding, I said, he's one of the great mensches, I mean, on earth. He's literally the sweetest man I've ever met in my life. And I said, in fact, if you look up mensch in the Yiddish to English dictionary, you will see Sim's smiling face. And I go, I too am on that page, but below under the word miskite. A little bit below under the word miskite.
They differ.
So I did my own
self-deprecation.
self-deprecating joke, killed,
Wow.
by the way,
Wow.
with this face
I know.
that killed.
Yeah,
This gorgeous face.
unbelievable.
With this, what's the opposite of miskite?
Shankite.
With this Shane Kite face, what's a Zeeskite?
That's sweet.
Zeus is
It's like
sweet.
Darren is a Zeeskite, you always say. My son.
The Zeeskite
My
is
kid's a
sweet.
Sie
Zeeskite.
sweet sicker.
What?
Sie sweet sicker.
So a
Sweet as
Zeeskite.
sugar.
By the way, all these
It's sicker.
Zeeskites and
Sicker
Meeskites
is sugar.
look close to the cake.
Sweet as sugar.
Yeah, the kite is tough.
The
So
kite sounds like you're throwing a racial slur at us.
You might,
Zeeskite.
No, it's not kite, it's kite.
Mieskite.
she said it.
She did say
You're
it.
thinking of
We
kite.
say it to
I
each
guess, yeah,
other.
no,
It's
I'd
like,
be taking it back.
we could say it.
Yeah,
We'll take it back. We'll own it.
back.
What's up, Kite?
How you doing, Kite?
Good to see you.
Tell him how modern, like we're modern Orthodox, which means not so.
So, but what does that
The
have to do with?
definition modern.
Yes.
Modern is
Means
not so.
What does that
Go
mean?
ahead.
What does that do?
Finish the joke.
Oh, yeah, but that's a different thing, that joke. That has nothing to do with miskite, I don't think.
Yes, because you don't want to say the word that the girl is a miskite.
Oh, so if I'm setting two people up, I used to have a dating show where I set up young Jewish couples, and I would
Yeah.
never insult the man or the woman or anybody, and I would just go, if they were a miskite, I would just go, oh, what would I say to them? You're not so cute? I don't understand.
No, you're modern
Oh, you're
cute.
modern pretty.
Modern means not so.
Modern
Referencing
pretty.
my bit where I say that I am modern Orthodox and I finally figured
Right.
out what modern
Means
means.
not so
Not
orthodox.
so.
Right.
And then I go, it'd be nice if there are
Pretty.
areas in life where you have the nicer way of saying things. You go on a blind date. What's she like? She's very smart. She's very funny. What does she look like? She's modern.
Pretty.
She's
Right.
modern.
Modern pretty. Mom, Dad,
Me-
that was amazing.
Meaning not
Thank you so
so.
much. Can I just say, you both are Zeeskites and
So are you.
Shane
And
kites.
every one of your kids are Zeeskite.
because
And
they
each one of them have a
a
Shane
Zeeskite
upon them.
and a Shane kite like you guys.
Shane kite. A Zeeskite and a Shane kite. And Eli, you have to emphasize the T at the end.
Yeah. But for the record, you think Eli's cute, right?
Oh, he's cute in his own way. Absolutely. And when he has children, they'll be adorable.
They will be
With the big
adorable.
hair.
There'll be these kites too.
Of this. It'll be one less. And I think that's all they need. I think your children just need one less.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And then I think that, because I think you're cute. I think your
my
children.
wife is going to kill you all.
She's not listening to the show.
Oh, she will.
She doesn't listen to the
She's
show.
going to destroy you.
Well, luckily she's beautiful, so that also offsets. Like my wife is way prettier than I'll ever be, so it offsets, and that's why the kids are good looking. You're cute. Your wife's beautiful. Your kids will be adorable.
Adorable.
They will be,
Zeeskites.
and
Right.
Shane.
Shane kite. Yes.
There'll be a you're adorable, B, you're so beautiful, C, you're a cutie full of charm,
song. Keep singing.
D, you're a darling, and
That
E,
is-
you're exciting, and
That's so
F,
bad.
you're a feather in my arm.
Isn't that Yiddish?
Close your eyes.
I don't know if we want to get into
gross.
that.
No, we
and,
don't wanna get
yeah,
into it,
no,
but
we
he
don't
did.
want to get into that. But he made a mistake. I think he just took it by accident, and then
Yeah.
he called to apologize. He said, never should have done your bit. It's not the first time people have stolen my bits before. There's a lot of comedians that steal my bit. Mom and Dad, thank you so much for being on the show. We love you. We love your wisdom. We love your knowledge of Yiddish. And I just wish you would have taught me that, but better late than never, right?
And we can't wait to hear you speak Yiddish in the Batchen.
Yes, The Botchan is a movie coming out where I speak Yiddish, Hebrew, and English. It's going to be great. It's coming out in May. With Shuli Rand and Gidi Dar, they did Ushpizin. I spent a month in Israel filming this movie. I'm so proud of it. It's a masterpiece. It's like a fiddler of this generation. And the good news is Eli's not in it.
Copy that.
Great pitch.
We'll see you next time on Stars of David, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Good Yontif. Stars of David is a production of Unpacked, an Open Door Media brand. Follow us wherever you get your podcasts and check us out on Instagram and YouTube.
You enjoyed this episode? Leave us a rating on Apple or Spotify. It really does help. It really does help us when you tell other people to find our show.
It does?
Yeah, I think so. That's what is written in front of me, and I'm reading that.
Stars of David is hosted by me, Elon Gold.
And me, Eli Leonard, and we are produced by Michael Weber.
Thank you for listening. We do appreciate you.
Yes, b'koy minish kodesh li'edo.
And as always, good
Yontif
Yontif.
v'shamru b'nei Yisrael